Hello trader, welcome back to this midweek Forex outlook, and we can see that in the middle of the week the market sentiment suddenly has changed abruptly. So in this analysis I'm going to look at DXY, Euro dollar, gold, dollar CAD, dollar yen, NZD USD, as well as AUD USD, as tomorrow there is a big day for NZD as well as AUD. So first of all, beginning with DXY, as usual, we can see the DXY as in the beginning of the trading week, we haven't seen any stronger bias from the bullish. Now, what we can see that the market open and there is a little effort from the buyers and the price has rejected back below. Now, if we look at the daily price section, tomorrow's price that we can see was a very narrow daily doji. Now, this doji is in fact an exhaustion candle. What we can see that DXY was in a bullish move quite a few days. The market was maintaining this uptrending market structure, and after formation of this double doji here, DXY, the price failed to create a new higher high. Instead, we saw a narrower doji formation. So as a result, we saw that today the market couldn't create a new higher high. Instead, the price entirely broken back below from this support level. Now, it is still in a bullish trend as the market got that rejection from this high. Chances that this market may potentially break this low here for deeper liquidity so that it can potentially break above or could come back down further below. So we saw that there was a significant sideway market here on the 4-hour time frame, and finally the price has broken back below. Now, as we can see, already 10 and 20 may crossed over from each other and could potentially continue to drop further on DXY, as we saw that PPI data as well as retail sales significantly down, and that has in fact impacted DXY, and we can see the price started to pull back again to this support level from the bigger picture perspective. Now, this market even could eventually come back further. But if we look at the monthly price action on DXY, we can see that it's getting rejection from this monthly 10 EMS. We are almost nearing to the end of the month. We could see that the market to potentially drop back below to this monthly support level. So from the intraday, here is the downward move, and we could see the DXY potentially coming back to this support or even dropping further below here. Now, leaving it on the table for the euro dollar, and it's just the mirror of DXY. We can see as usual after the market here creating an inverted head and shoulder, the price finally has broken back to the upside on euro dollar. Now, to enter any entry opportunity on euro dollar, looking at this level, that the market to come down for a pullback, and any pullback below to this neckline after rejection, we can look for potential bullish entry opportunity on euro dollar, and expecting the market now potentially go back to this resistance line on euro dollar. Now, looking at dollar CAD, we can see that dollar CAD, due to the weakness on CAD, we saw the dollar CAD was significantly bullish. Now, with the weakness on DXY earlier, so you can see dollar CAD also slowly losing its steam back to the upside. Instead, we see the market slowly breaking below here. Now, from the weekly, we can see that back-to-back 3 weeks bullish engulfer on dollar CAD. This week, the market couldn't break that high. Instead, the price slowly pushing back down. If we look at the monthly here, also you can see that from the monthly, after back-to-back 3 months of bullish move, the price now pushing down for a pullback. Now, with the weakness on DXY, what I think dollar CAD might, as we are almost nearing to the monthly close, we might see that potentially the price to come back to this monthly support or even breaking below further before bouncing back to the upside here. So if we look at the daily price action on dollar CAD, we can see that from the daily perspective, this is the daily impulse here on dollar CAD so far, and it couldn't create a new higher high. If we look at this, this is the last week's daily candle, and 2 days there are smaller narrower candlestick pattern formation on dollar cat, signaling that there is a weaker bullish bias here on dollar cat, that is potentially to bring that market back below to this, potentially to this support level. So from the intraday perspective, we see there is a quite a few liquidity gap here, and it might even form possibly an inverted head and shoulder, and that's where you can look for potential selling opportunity from this market for potential drop back below to this long-term support level here on dollar CAD. Now looking at dollar yen, as we see that dollar yen was very strongly bullish quite a few weeks. The price was maintaining this stronger uptrending market structure. Now previous weekly candle was a very strongly bullish impulse back to the upside, and we see that the market that long week in fact acting as a rejection, and as a result this week the price is breaking that low here. Now if we look at this weekly high here, we can see the price is getting rejection from this key level of resistance line, where the market is maintaining this series of lower high. So that move now could bring dollar weekly support, and I think the first move that you could see the price to come back to this nearest weekly low here. So looking at if we look at the daily chart dollar yen, we can see the market here maintaining this downtrending market structure, and that could bring that market potentially further down. This is the daily low here on dollar yen, and looking at the 4-hour chart, we can see the market is maintaining this downtrending market structure here. And for our entry opportunity, we'll be looking at potentially to cross any of this intraday resistance that can give us selling opportunity on dollar yen. Now looking at NZD USD and AUD USD, both of these might get pretty volatile as there is a news coming in few hours on NZD as well as AUD. Now with the weakness on DXY, we can see that both of these instruments currently creating a long weak candle in this support level, which is a sign of possible bounce back to the upside. So we'll be looking at entry on NZD USD as well as AUD USD, both of this instrument after rejection. We can see that AUD USD, as we are progressing towards the news hour, if you look at here the market whenever dropping, the pulse breaking that price back to the upside. So here is looking for an entry opportunity on AUD USD for this potential bounce, and I think the price to go back for to this potentially to this resistance line, as it is a long term. If we look at here the price on the support level, and this is a key level that the market at this point expecting a rejection back to the upside in this instrument. And these are the pairs. Now if we look at the gold, you guys have seen that in the live session we had opened quite a few trades. There is one trade is still running in, which is moving currently. So gold, if we look at the daily price action here on gold, we can see that previous daily market on gold was a very strong bullish impulse here on the daily time frame on gold, which is a stronger bullish engulfer. Now today's price so far, we can see that equal length long week candle on the daily, which is giving a possibility that this market to potentially trend back to the upside here. Now looking at the weekly price action on gold, we can see that from the weekly series of higher low, the previous week was break of this support and created stronger impulse back to the upside here in that market. And this week, as usual, the market has tested the lower shadow, and we can see the price has rejected back to the upside here in that market, which is giving a possibility for gold to potentially to remain further upside. As this is the last week of the month, we can expect that the market from the monthly, we see that this is the monthly high, and the price may eventually could break that monthly high, and there is a possibility for a trend continuation. Now from the 4 hour perspective, that we can see the market is maintaining this uptrending market structure here, and from the 1 hour as well, the price tested the support multiple times. This long week red 1 hour, this is a manipulation here, and that has given now the market a fuel or the momentum that is bringing that market back to the upside, and we could see that this market potentially to continue to trend back up here. So we are on a trade looking to see the market breaking 4156, and I think eventually this market may even break this high here 4244. Along the way, we'll be riding this trend back to the upside. Traders, I hope that you enjoyed this education and analysis. If you enjoyed, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel for more updated education as well as analysis like that I'm posting every day. Thank you, and I'll see you soon in my next analysis.